change. 1, lead hand, jab, back, lead hand, hook. At first do it 1 complete movement, reset, 1 complete movement, reset. So 1, 2. So the foot comes all the way down, back onto the floor. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And change the other way. So lead hand jab, foot comes all the way back down, reset, lead hand hook. 1, 2. 1, 2. Reset. One more. 1, 2. Reset. Next, try doing it a little bit more advanced. I'm going to use what we call quarter booting. The foot's going to come up. It's not going to go all the way down though. So we're going to do 1. The body is going to reset a little bit back, but the foot's going to stay up. 1, and then change into the hook. So the hook will be a much smaller movement. By practicing this exercise later on, you'll be able to, well, it's one of the things that feeds into being able to generate power from very small movements. Don't need to worry about that now, just practice the exercise. 1, half reset, and then back into the hook and then down. 1, 2. So you're doing a half reset. So you're not coming all the way down, just coming half the way back and then back out again. 1, 2. Full reset. 1, 2. Full reset. 1, 2. The other way. Jab, half reset, change into the hook. So be able to develop power on such a small movement, that's when you've got to have really great whole body interconnectivity and be able to release force around your axis really, really well. Otherwise you can't get the power in this movement. But it is absolutely possible. 1, 2, half reset. 1, 2, half, full reset. 1, 2, one more. Jab, half reset, hook, full reset. 8 times either way. A little bit more challenging. Back leg moves first, this way. 1, this way, and then we're going to go out for the cross, step out for the cross, and then I'm going to step through and go into the jab. This time we are going to use triangle steps. So it's not that hard. What's he saying? It's not that hard. Just try your best. So 1, 2, and then through again, and then jab. And you can see that we start using complementary, a little bit more of a sophisticated kind of complementary routing here, because from the jab, and then we don't reset back down into the full heel on the floor. We go 1, and that goes straight out. It's a kind of kickback routine. So it goes from there to there like that. Like you're just pointing with your foot. So 1, 2, and then back foot goes into the pivot route. Then triangle step through, and then punch this way. And this is a little bit different to the jab that we did before. Our weight can be a little bit more forward, and you'll feel that when you do the movement. 1, 2, 3. Usually it's just because your stance is wider. Like before when we did this posture, our stance was on our back leg. And the stance was a little bit narrower. Now the stance is wider, you feel like your weight is a little bit more forward. That just comes from doing the triangle step rather than the straight through step. So 1, 2, 3. Notice this hand that it isn't pulling back. 1, 2, just comes straight through like that, doesn't pull back, and then release force again into the jab. 1, 2, 3, full reset down. 1, 2, 3, full reset down. One more time this way. 1, 2, 3, change the other way. 1, then 2, triangle step through, then jab. It was the cross, becomes the jab. So you'll find, of course, that it's usually harder to do it one way than the other. It's not always the way that you expect, but it's usually harder one way than the other, which tells you something about your programming, because it's the same brain, it's the same body, it's the same brain, but something is different about the programming on your non-dominant side. 1, so the foot doesn't go down, it just goes straight out and then down like that, and that adds into the 1, 2, adds into the generation of force in the movement. It's a kind of complementary routine. 1, 2, triangle step through, and then jab this way. It's not necessary to do the full pivot with the lead leg. It loses too much time. By the time you're here, you want to have hit. The hit in the foot, hand in the fist. The hand and the foot land at the same time. The Yourself Yiquan principle that we're pretty much always using. So 1, 2, then 3 like that. So you just use the seeking step as the routine for the punch rather than the full pivot. That's too slow. We'd have to add that on at the end, so then there'd be a pause. So we don't want that. We want 1, 2, and then straight away into the punch. Again, 1, 2, 3. Jab, cross, hold. See how my weight is staying low for the step. That also makes me much more balanced and resilient if there's any incoming force. And then this is stored force and then released force. 1, 1, 2, 3. One more time this way. 1, 2, 3. Reset again 8 times either way. Again, moving to the side. So lead leg, 1, and then same posture again. 2 into the hook. This will keep it that simple for here. So 1, 2. It's the same footwork. 1, 2. This is just the structural sympathy is low for the movement. It's quite an awkward movement, but nevertheless, it's perfectly doable. 1, 2. It's just got to hit and then relax up into the. Don't do a big pull back and round like that. This is all because the structural sympathy is low for this movement. There's no natural thing that you could go 1, 2 like that, which is more of a Western boxing kind of posture, but it loses a little bit of speed for what we want. So we just go 1, and then we just relax it straight up into the. It just comes straight up, relax and out a little bit, and then back in. Feel it when you do it. 1, 2. So it goes 1, 2. Most of this is in the shoulders and the relaxation of the shoulders. When the shoulders relax, and it helps pull the fist back, but we'll look at that another time. It's a very important principle. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2 more times this way. 1, 2. 1, 2. Reset, and we'll change the way. So again, left leg goes out first. This is my right leg, of course. 1, 2. 1, 2. Again. 1, 2. 1, 2. You can notice, if you can, the complementary routine here. 1, when we step again, 1. This adds into the force. We don't need to go into that too much today. 1, 2. This stepping out movement. 1, 2. Again. 1, 2. 1, 2. This way. 8 times either way. Next, stepping forward, hook, stepping forward, jab, step out, hook. So the front foot's just doing seeking step and then it goes out like that. Seeking step, step out. And the arm's going jab, lead hand hook and backhand hook. Are you being a nuisance? Are you? Good. Just like me. I'm just going to do it, and if you're in the way, that's your fault. So 1, 2, and then step out, backhand hook. So again, 1, 2, step out, hook. So 1, 2, and then hook. 1, 2, and then hook. Look at my footwork. 1, 2, and then step out. See the first two go in a straight line like that, or should, doesn't matter if you do. Did a little bit wrong. I did a little bit wrong before then. That's what made me think about it. But ideally, what we want to train here is we don't want to go 1. There's just a tendency to step out with the lead hand hook, and we don't always want it. We want to train to do it in exactly a straight line first. 1, 2, and then step out with the hook, backhand hook. So really concentrate on getting that foot in a straight line. 1, 2, and then step out, hook. Change the way. So going forward, 1, 2, and then step out and use this as complementary routing to go into the hook and the back foot pivot routing. Keeping this in a straight line. 1, straight line, step out, hook. 1, 2, 3, reset. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, reset. Okay, 8 either way.